So I get to help people move to Winston-Salem from all different parts of the country. A lot of people are moving to North Carolina and a lot more are starting to move to Winston-Salem. So I made this video to go over 3 things that you should know before you move here, and we're getting into it right now. Alright, the first thing you should know about Winston-Salem if you're thinking about moving here is that Winston-Salem is growing. Well, the whole Triad area of North Carolina is growing, but not too fast. While areas in North Carolina like Charlotte and Raleigh get a lot of national press and things like that for their growth, Winston-Salem is growing too. It's growing in population, it's growing in developments and things to do. So the first thing about that is the population. It's growing at a little less than 2% per year. So while there's growth there, it's actually a little bit higher than the state of North Carolina as a whole. It's slow and steady growth. We're not seeing big explosions of people moving here yet. What that means is our infrastructure can handle it. There's not over congestion of roads and grocery stores and amenities and things like that. The city's infrastructure is well equipped to handle it, and they're even planning ahead with things like redoing Business 40, 421 when you're going out west has all been redone and expanded. So those things are going to help handle growth in the future, but again, it's a nice, slow, steady growth. The next area of growth to talk about is development in the city itself. And I'm going to be talking about Winston-Salem only here, but it goes the same thing for the suburbs and surrounding cities as well in the Triad, as there has been a lot of growth and development here. And as a matter of fact, if we take a look at the city's dashboard for new development in both residential and commercial construction, you'll see that both residential and commercial construction hit 10-year highs in 2018 and 2019, and that was still going very strong into 2020. As a matter of fact, residential brand new construction, there's almost $600 million worth of development going on right now. And commercial construction, new construction and refurbishing old buildings that are being totally regutted and repurposed, but also new commercial development is almost $1 billion in the last 2.5 years. So there's a lot of things to do here. A couple exciting things to mention on the commercial development side is a great new Caladium Kids Science Center. It's going to have a rooftop playground. It's just going to be a beautiful building. And a lot of older buildings on Trade Street are being refurbished and going to be totally redeveloped into new commercial developments as well. So a lot of great things going on in commercial development, all usually centered around the downtown area. Now, if we take a look at Forsyth County building permits here, you'll see a lot of the residential, which is in that orangish brown color, those permits, those are scattered all over, but you'll see where the concentrations are. Some downtown and moving further west, and some in South Winston as well. So those are the more popular areas for residential new construction development in Forsyth County. But like I said, we're only adding a little bit less than 2% to the population each year. So that growth feels like it's a slow, steady pace. The city hasn't lost its charm by any stretch of the imagination. There's still so many great things to do here, and we just keep adding to them. So we get to combine the historic parts of Old Winston with so much new development. Just makes it a really unique place to live. The second thing you should know about Winston-Salem is that it's very diverse. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Recently, Winston-Salem was named as one of the most diverse places to live in the country. There's a great mix of all different races, nationalities, and ethnicities, but also for the age of the population as well. That's very diverse. Winston-Salem, North Carolina was named a great spot to retire in because of its affordability, but also with 6 universities in a close proximity, it's a great place for younger people as well. And one of the reasons that Winston-Salem was also named one of the best places in the country for first-time homebuyers. And the next set of diversity is the type of career opportunities that are here. You know, we have places like the Innovation Quarter and Venture Cafe and high-tech areas that draw a lot of like biomedical research for Wake Forest University and the different hospitals and things like that. So it's well known for that. But also with so much growth, there's a lot of blue-collar jobs that are available here too. Construction, maintenance, architecture, there's just a wide variety of career choices in Winston-Salem too. Winston-Salem is also very diverse in the type of places that you can live in its neighborhoods. So we have neighborhoods that are brand new urban lofts. We have condos downtown and rehabbed old buildings that have been converted into lofts and artist spaces and things like that. There's also the historic neighborhoods in Winston-Salem with beautiful old restored homes or homes that you can restore from the late 1800s and early 1900s. There are neighborhoods in Winston-Salem that have a little bit more of a suburban feel with bigger lots and big yards and rolling hills. There are also neighborhoods more towards the outskirts of town that has a lot more wide open spaces and things like that that you would get more of an almost out in the country feel. And if you go 10 minutes outside of town, you are in the country. But it's still very commutable, very easy to get around to all different sides of town. So another area of diversity is just in the different places that you can live all within the city. So the third thing you should know about Winston-Salem is it's very affordable. And I think that's one of the things that really drives a lot of its growth, especially in the housing area. It's very affordable. So if the average around the country is rated at 100 as far as the scale of affordability, so if 100 is the average across the country, Winston-Salem overall comes in at about an 85. So much more affordable on average than the rest of the part of the country. And a big driving part of that is housing. Housing and property taxes here are still very affordable. So right now when I'm recording this, the average home in Winston-Salem is still under $200,000, which is much less than the average around the rest of the country. And even outside some bigger homes or out in some of the more desirable neighborhoods and suburbs, you can still get really nice homes in the $200,000 to $250,000 range. There are great starter homes here that are in the $150,000 range as well. And that just makes housing in general very affordable. Similar story with property taxes. Now I moved from the Chicago area, so I'm a little skewed there, but just from seeing other parts of the country, Winston-Salem's property taxes are really, really affordable as well. The other things that go along with housing, insurance is a little bit less, utilities are a little bit less on all, but the big driver again in affordability is the housing costs here are so much less. Medical insurance here is a little bit less overall from what I hear from my clients, and other things are more in line to what they were used to paying. Grocery store, night out at a restaurant or movies, if we ever get to go back to them, are a little bit used to what they were seeing before. All right, 3 things that you should know. I hope that helped you guys out. I love helping people move to Winston-Salem. If you have any questions or need anything or want me to make any other videos, please comment below or reach out to me directly if you're thinking of moving to Winston-Salem. You can call or text me at 336-837-5924. You can email, direct message, whatever you got to do. I got your back if you're thinking about moving to Winston. We'll see you on the next one.